following program is an exclusive Disruption Networks production.
So you just bought your dream home, and now it's time to move. Let's face it, nobody likes to move. All the packing, unpacking, lifting, upstairs, downstairs, and broking everything, including your back. Let the professionals at EJA Moving Company take all the stress and pain out of your move. Competitively priced moving, relocation services, office moves, and complete packing and unpacking services. They work with everybody to make it simple and easy for you to move and relocate. Call EJA Moving Company at 315-335-0516. When it's time to relocate, have EJA Moving do all the work for you. Hit them up online, ejamoving.com.
Want to know what's going on at the D? Hit up DisruptionNetwork.net and check out our events calendar brought to you by the Events Co. Find out about upcoming guests, special events, concerts, show schedules, community activities, and more. Get connected at DisruptionNetwork.net.
Welcome to EC Radio Podcast. We would like to thank all of our sponsors for joining the Disruption team, and we hope that you will support all of our sponsors. And of course, we appreciate you listening to this program.
Disruption Networks.
The crazy madness of my life. It ensues today on a Tuesday. DC Radio time. Time to disrupt your afternoon. You're on camera, ladies.
Oh, hi.
Now it's time, okay?
It's time.
Here it is. It's happening. We're live on all Disruption Network social media platforms, and you can view it and listen to it at your leisure, at your discretion at DisruptionNetwork.net. Find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify. Pretty much anywhere where you hear podcasts, you can find EC Radio and all the content we have here on the D. Much love to my sponsors. Thank you so much to Utica Coffee for hooking me up with this Southern Pecan delicious coffee brew. I don't know, is it pecan or pecan? What do you say?
Pecan.
Pecan? You say pecan?
Yeah.
Pecan.
You say pecan? See? I think it's pecan. Wow. You would think the girl from Massachusetts would say pecan.
I would think.
Right. And you would think the girl from East Utica would say pecan.
East Utica.
Yeah. Anyways, wakethehellup.com. You can find Utica Coffee. Also, much love to EJA Moving Services, Utica Hemp, and, of course, my good friends at the Saranac Brewery. We got the girls from Broadway Utica in the house. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and finally, it's here.
It's here. Today
Kristen,
is the day.
Danielle, hi.
Hi.
Good to see both of you.
Same.
Before we get anything, I got to wish my mom a happy birthday.
Yeah.
It's Mom's birthday. Mama Z, she's kicking it in Florida right now, having a good old time for herself, soaking up the vitamin D.
Happy birthday.
Lucky for her, she could get the vitamin D right now, where we lack vitamin D around.
We got it yesterday.
We got a little bit of it yesterday.
We did. We saw a little sneak.
The only vitamin D you're getting today is vitamin disruption.
We'll take it.
And yeah, that's happening. So good to see you guys. Danny Melito saying hi, Danielle.
Hi, Danny.
We were just talking about you.
I know.
I
love him.
Good man. Absolutely
Great man.
Good man. Great podcast, too, the other day with them on No Time for Nonsense. You can check that out at DisruptionNetwork.net. Girls, how are you? Cats coming up next week.
Cats.
We excited?
We are. We feel like it's been here for months because it's a great production. People are really excited for it, and it's really been the talk for probably right after the holiday season. It's been one of the most buzzed about performances coming up.
Legendary performance. It's huge. It's a legendary show.
And the movie just came out.
There's a movie?
Yeah.
It was in the theaters.
Get closer to the mic.
It was in the theaters.
Don't be shy.
Is it?
It didn't do too well, but
there,
it's helping the production, so we'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's exciting.
How long's Cats been in existence? Do you know?
Oh, a long time. I don't know
40 years?
all of that, I would think.
at least.
Yeah. Forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
I remember the commercial when I was a
Longest.
kid. Do you remember the commercial when I was a kid? It was always on in between like cartoons or something like that.
I just remember like
Andrew Lloyd
going
Webber.
to New York and seeing something our parents took us to, like that big trip once every couple years, picking a different play. And it's just such a family show. And like now we're seeing the generation. So we're seeing those people that took their kids. Now they're taking their kids. So I think we're just really fortunate to have it touring in our city. If you look at the tour schedule, I mean, we're with some really big cities named, and then it's like Utica, and I don't know, it makes me really happy and fuzzy inside because we're just really, really blessed to have it here.
How cool is that? Our small little market of Utica, New York, mixed in with the big boys such as Phoenix and Houston and New York and Philly.
Chicago, Boston, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Then there's Utica. Awesome.
You're doing a great job, Danielle. You're killing it.
Thank you.
Lots of good things happening, though. Waitress is coming up really soon. The Color Purple's coming up really soon.
Yes.
How's this season been going? You guys all excited about what's happening this past season, or?
We're really happy with the way the season came to play. It's our biggest season. So we had 10 shows this season, 7 in our subscription, and then 3 bonus shows. So those are just one night productions. But it was huge. I mean, it's 18 show nights. So it's a lot. It's great for our area, our restaurant partners, our patrons. There was something going on every month that we were able to provide for. So I think that while it was a big undertaking for our staff and the ushers, volunteers, the union, media partners, I think it's panning out to be really well. We can't believe it's almost over.
Yeah, it takes a village.
Oh, a huge village. I think it's bigger than a village at this point.
Right. It's more like a small town now.
Yeah, a little army.
No, it's definitely a good crew, and when everybody comes together, it provides some great entertainment for the local community, and everybody has a good time. And you're bringing some top quality projects coming to the area, top entertainment. So.
Absolutely. And I don't think people understand the true process of how we get these shows. And I think you'll see a lot more of that as our next season evolves and we let you into Broadway Utica more and really be a part of the experience that we offer. Utica is just a great stopping point for these tours that may be coming from Toronto or from the Pennsylvania area. And we can compete with the big dogs as far as bidding on these shows. And they want to come. A lot of these shows do week-long runs. We only do 2 nights. Our theater is ginormous. It's a beautiful theater, and we're lucky to have all those seats, whereas other theaters are maybe half our size. So they're used to doing 7, 10, 12 performances, whatever it may be, and we are fortunate enough to just get the 2. But we have really put ourselves on the map and got to pick from some top quality productions.
These productions love coming to the area,
They
too,
do.
because it's so centrally located. Like you said, it's perfect for routing, and also when they come to town, the hotel's right there, the restaurants are right there, the bar's right there. They don't have to, no transportation. You can walk to wherever you need to go.
Yeah.
So it makes it very efficient for everybody, especially.
It does. And they jump from production to production, right? So maybe somebody that's in Cats was in a different Sound of Music last season or whatever. So they really embrace these towns and they get to know the area. And I don't think people understand how much they really do the research before coming to our town. And they know where the coffee is and the food and, a corner store. They embrace this community, even if it's only 48 hours.
Yeah. Is there like an app that all the productions use amongst each other?
So Yelp seems to be like the biggest
Yelp's
thing.
the biggest one?
From what we hear.
We give them a little bit of information as to what we have to offer them, but then they go ahead and just with being able to go online.
Yeah. Yelp is one of the
definitely is
biggest.
something that they've been able to.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we depending on where they're staying, we provide, what's going on in that 5-mile radius, maybe 10-mile. And then once they get to the theater, we provide everything that's on Genesee Street for them. So we encourage them to, get dropped off ahead of time before their production. A lot of their call times aren't until like 4 or 5 o'clock. So they have the full day. So we encourage them to eat at the restaurants. They go to museums. They've been pumpkin picking, like Margaritaville. The whole cast went to North Star Orchards. Like, it's really cool. They do. They embrace everything. They're taking Ubers and Lyfts. It's crazy, but they really submerged themselves right into our area.
I'm sure a lot of people out there have a story about partying with the Sesame Street cast because I know those guys were a lot of fun to party with. But no, have you done an economical impact study on some of your shows that do come to town? Because it definitely impacts the downtown area when you bring these productions to town.
It does. And there's, we can throw numbers all day long and play around with it and, measure with our restaurant partners. But I really think it's more than that. I think people underestimate what goes into somebody coming to the theater, especially if it's their first time or you're bringing a child. Like, people get new outfits, they go get their hair done, they're shopping in stores. So I think we tend to measure it from how well did our restaurants do and what's going on. But people go to the banks, they take money out of the ATM before, they're grabbing dessert or coffee, maybe they're not grabbing dinner, or what's going on after. So while we can do the soft numbers and really just get feedback from our partners, I think that even I underestimated what went into a show because I've been born and raised here and blessed to be in that theater and perform on that stage. So I think it's really remarkable, the stories that we hear, especially with Cats. And we saw it with Rent, too. People bringing their families into the theater. Maybe it's the first production. They're getting a new pair of shoes, a new shirt, whatever it may be. It's like every area of retail and food, I think, is touched when there's a show in town.
I like when they come in costume. When people come to costume.
I love that.
I felt like in Rent, there was a bunch of people that came in costume.
I'm hoping that people bring out the cat ears for Cats. I mean, I hope they take them off at the start of the show, but I'm hoping people walk in with them. Yeah, we love all that.
We're encouraging cat attire.
I am.
For the 2 nights of Cats.
Cat ears. I mean, maybe a little tail. I don't know. Could be fun.
Draw some whiskers on your face.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, get
Listen,
involved.
It's really short though, because we don't want people
locking
anybody behind them.
The other thing I love what you do too is not only you bring great shows, but you also get the kids involved. And I know Kristen does a great job with the Youth Ambassador Program, which you are heading there in a little bit, right? You got a little trivia thing happening.
Yes.
What's going on tonight?
Fundraiser tonight. We have karaoke and trivia night. It's to raise money for their trip to New York City. We're going to go to see Jagged Little Pill on April 8th. Take a bus trip down, and we're going to have a fundraiser tonight. We have baskets to raffle off and a bunch of other prizes.
Signed posters.
Yeah. So,
and NOLA's opened their door to us in Clinton. Like, we have several students from Clinton High School that are in our Youth Ambassador Program.
Yes.
And they're super supportive. So we like to bounce around the different areas within Central New York. And so this week we're at NOLA's. So that's really exciting.
and Mike Marone's going to be DJing. Yeah. Thank you.
Big ups to Mike.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mike's a good man.
Mike's a good guy.
Make him do a little karaoke too.
Yes.
Make him do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Let him start it all
right.
off. Have him lead it off.
We'll tell him you said so.
Yeah, he's got to sing first.
Okay.
You do some great activities with the kids, and the kids seem really receptive to everything you're doing too.
They're just so talented,
Yeah.
and we have amazing singers this year, so we just thought karaoke tied right into it all. So we're looking forward to listening to them sing again. I know they were at the Rent karaoke that we hosted, so
Do you work with them as far as acting and singing and stuff like that, or is it just more of an organization to get together?
To bring the kids together that all have an interest in the theater. So it's.
I think you'll see us expanding into that. We're a little premature into our plans and announcing that, but I think you'll see a lot more master classes next year. The productions really want to work within the communities when they're here, and like I said, they have a lot of off time until their show call. So we have a few little tricks up our sleeve for next season, and I think you'll see a lot more school age children in that theater and maybe some field trips and stuff like that.
Wow. And you're going to see Jagged Little Pill? It has nothing to do with Alanis Morissette.
Nothing.
No, just all her music.
So it's her music, but it's a story based around her music?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
They
The
created
whole
a
album?
story around all.
It changed my
songs.
life.
Yeah.
The album or the show?
The show.
Going to the show.
I did not listen to that album the way that it was portrayed in that show. Like, one simple line, the way I interpret it and the way that they acted it out is totally different, and it just opened my mind. We sat there, standing ovations in the middle of a production, like the middle of the scene. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody should totally go and see it.
Open mouth, like
Yeah, it was like
Insane.
yeah, mind-blowing stuff.
just mind blowing. Right.
I think it's everything that's going on in our own community.
It is.
And that everybody
Touch
can
upon
relate
everything.
to.
Yes.
It's just, they did a phenomenal job.
Does
Phenomenal.
Alanis have her hand involved in it?
Very.
Does she?
Yep.
So she's like executive producer?
I don't know if she's on the
Sure.
production. I would assume she is. All the we watched a lot of the B-roll before going and stuff like that. So she was definitely very involved and influential in it. But no, I don't know if she was like on the creative team. I would imagine she was, but I didn't get into the nitty gritty. I was like too far with my jaw on the ground, being like,
Right.
okay, what's next?
That good. So good that you're
So
bringing
good.
all the kids to see it.
Yeah,
back,
I just
yeah.
feel like it's important.
Uh-huh. Can
For
we
them to see that.
possibly put it on your calendar for next season?
We would love it.
We would.
I'm not lying.
I mean-
it is slated to go on tour. I just don't know if they're going to look at week runs because it did very well. It's it was in a theater before it came to New York, and it's extended in New York. It's production, so we would love it if the opportunity came. Absolutely. I don't know if it'll be as soon as next season though.
Well, let's talk about upcoming season.
Let's talk about it.
Can you got some things you can divulge for us?
Not yet. We are
come
really
on,
close.
give me an exclusive.
We are listen, I promise when it's ready you'll be the first to know.
I love it.
But or second or third. No.
Social media is usually the first to know, right?
I know.
As we're live on
Unfortunately, as
social
we're
media.
watching it
Yeah, on
and
social-
yeah. Next season, how can I explain next season? I think next season is going to be a tribute to our community. I think next season is going to be a tribute to our patrons. I think that a lot of our theater goers are going to be able to relate to every show we put on at the Stanley Theater. I think the messages are strong, and I think you're going to see a lot of family night outs. With children, siblings, sister-in-laws, aunts, grandmas. I think there's shows that you're going to want to come with people and really enjoy them. I'm very happy with the way this season is playing out. And like I said, we're really bringing the youth back with, maybe daytime productions or stuff like that. So we're working with the Stanley on figuring all that, because with routing, them loading in at night and early mornings, I don't think our community has much visibility into what goes into a show.
I have no idea.
No. So I think you're going to see a lot more of that next season.
Right.
More behind the
Do
scenes.
you have some locked in already?
What?
Some shows locked in for.
Oh yeah,
you do?
we're looking. We'll have a 6-season show. We're thinking the way that it's going.
6-show season.
Yeah, did I say that backwards?
Yeah.
6 seasons, and that's a little long. 6 shows in our season, and then of course some bonus shows. So we'll have some one-night productions. We're going to do some non-Broadway productions. I think you'll see a lot more live entertainment and like I keep saying, family, just of all ages. I think we're really going to capture our audience in the next season.
When we talk about people not knowing what goes into a show, let's start from the beginning. Like, what goes into booking a show, such as a magnitude of, let's say, Cats?
Okay, so I think the biggest thing that if I could tell anybody, it's because we are looking at a 2-night production. They kind of tell us a little bit what would work when they're coming to the East Coast, right? They're not going to come from California or Vegas to Utica. So I think we are limited in the pool that we can pick from first to see what makes sense for an East Coast routing and where they're going to fall. Obviously, we can't do the week-long production, so we're a little bit lower on the totem pole, but our audiences are strong. Our numbers are big. I mean, we're pulling in numbers more than these bigger cities. So they're excited to come here and they're eager. It's relationship building. It's selling our community. It's selling our patrons and the enthusiasm and the excitement, our youth ambassadors. It's really making them feel welcomed. I mean, these people are living out of a suitcase, for 9-10 months out of the year. We want them to want to come here. We want them to want to feel comfortable, especially because they hop from production to production. So I think once we see the docket and we see what's available, Chris and I were in New York in January and just tidying up the season and finishing things up. And I think we always try to, bring in programs that tie to our mission, and giving back to the community, but also spreading those messages that maybe are a little bit uncomfortable. And so we always we just don't want to pick from what's available. We want to pick what makes sense. So if having 10 shows doesn't make sense to us because the messaging isn't there, we're not going to do it. And I think just us being a little bit picky this year has really helped with the next season, because we're not going to take something just to take it. It needs to feel right. It needs to spread a message. But not only with just picking the show, then we have to see if the theater's available. And then there's a union that has to have, 55 guys available for 16 hours a day and then back at 3 a.m. to break it down. We have to have marketing and media budgets and buys. And there's, a really big election coming up, and it's really expensive to maybe promote on the air. So that has to make sense to us. Is that a risk that we can take? So a staff, right? We all have families. We don't want to have everybody working.
Got to get paid
7 days a week, 16, 20-hour days. So I think what goes into a show is a lot more moving parts and pieces than just maybe saying, great, we'll have you, here's the date and time. And that's what we're really weeding through, is to make sure it makes sense for all parties involved.
That's the most important thing, is the time that goes into it. People don't realize on how much time it goes into putting in one of these productions, or even bringing it to town as a promoter aspect. Talking show day, you're working 16-hour days. You're probably there at 7 in the morning delivering coffee to the union, and you don't leave till 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, Cats is starting at 5 a.m. and their loadout is going to be probably 11 o'clock at night, and it's going to be a good 6 hours.
Oh, I'm well.
You're there.
First.
You see it. So
I'm usually last to leave.
Yeah.
I hang
We
with them
always
the whole
say
time.
we're going to hang out and stay and help, and then we're like,
Yeah, okay.
bye, Z.
Yeah, right.
Bye, Z.
Anyways, no, you guys do a great job, and there's so much great stuff to look forward to coming up. The Color Purple. Let's talk about the Color Purple. That's coming up. When's that date?
April 13th and 14th.
Should have it in front of me. April 13th and 14th. So that's a 2-night production.
Yeah, Monday, Tuesday. That's a subscription show, so to speak. So that was on our season. Great production, strong message. I think everybody's familiar with the book, the movie. It's a really strong title. It speaks for itself. I think us as adults need to commit to getting kids into the theater to hear that message, because I think it does get missed. So I think we have to do our part as, not only our working part, but as our citizen part, to spread that message and really make sure that the schools are involved, and families and friends, and that the youth is really there, because this is a show you don't want to miss.
Excellent. I love it. Great words, Danielle. Great words.
Thank you.
Do you have a wish list of productions you want to bring to town?
Oh, yes.
Yeah? What's
Yes.
the top of that list?
I mean, this is just my wish list.
Yeah.
Right. I think if I didn't say Wicked, I'd be lying.
Okay.
But
I'm
it's
going to say Mean Girls.
Mean Girls is something we would love to have. I mean, selfishly, I want Pretty Woman, because my mom's like a diehard Pretty Woman fan, and we went to New York to see it. So I would love to get that. I always wanted SpongeBob. That's going off tour, but
that.
the creative, the costumes, oh my God, the music. There's a lot that I would want. I know Beauty and the Beast, Frozen, Lion King,
Right.
all of those. Hamilton.
Everybody wants Hamilton.
But you know what? We have really great theaters around us within New York State. And I encourage people to visit those theaters.
Right.
Those are the theaters that are getting those 7 performances, maybe 2 or 3 week long runs, that we won't have an opportunity to have unless we're teching a show. Because then we can negotiate that into a 2-day performance. But I encourage you to visit those theaters, get to know those communities and our partners and stuff like that, because it really, we are fortunate. We are centered between 2 beautiful theaters, towards Albany area and Syracuse area, that bring in great productions. And it's not far. It's so not far. So it's an awesome day trip, and their lineups are pretty strong.
I've worked in every theater in upstate New York. I have. And the Stanley is the best.
It's hands
I'm
down.
tooting my own horn, but it's true. I have. I've worked at the Palace. Even the people from the Palace were in the Stanley New Year's Eve for the Mo shows, and we're like, this place blows ours away. They're
it's
so
unbelievable.
blown away on how awesome it's.
I wish you can just pay for a day pass and sit in the chair and just take it all in and just sit there for 8
talk
hours.
to the ghosts.
Just talk to the ghosts that are there, that Z likes to go and follow.
I do.
Ugh.
They're my friends.
I'm
but
glad
it's
they're your
true.
friends.
Do you co-op with a lot of these theaters? Say Proctor's Theater in Schenectady. Do you have open communication with them?
Absolutely. I think we met a lot of great partners in New York City this year, and we have really been leaning on them just to, healthy competition, right? Like if they're having something a week before and then we have it, who knows? We want them to do well and we want to do well. So I think we have really opened up this communication with other theaters, seeing trends and patterns just from an operational standpoint, from a survey standpoint, and what they do with their patrons. So I think you're going to see a lot more involvement, even with you being allowed to come into Broadway Utica with surveys that we're implementing, with focus groups eventually that we'd love to have. I think you're going to really understand Broadway Utica from the ground up in this next, 12 months ahead of us.
You check numbers and stuff like that? How'd this production do at your
Yeah.
place? Do you?
Yeah. We belong to the Theater League, so that's all public knowledge. So as long as they're, bringing in these touring productions, I mean, the tours want everybody to do well. So, that's like, it's funny because you would think that's like all hush hush, but no, it's actually something that's talked about on a weekly basis. Everybody submits their numbers, and we want other theaters to do well. So if a show is struggling, it might make sense for us to wait a year or two to bring it. If it was just in Albany or Syracuse, we may have to wait that year or two when maybe the excitement is back or something. So we definitely talk to them. I would say quite a bit.
Plus, radius clauses get into effect as well. You can't play a certain distance within a certain amount of time.
Yeah, we're going through that with next season.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely plays in the factor for sure. Are there other Broadway titles for other cities? Say Broadway Scranton or Broadway... Is there?
Yeah.
So it's a thing.
It's a thing.
So the Broadway Theater League is the blanket.
Is the mother.
All the cities have Broadway as their title.
They're like chapters.
Okay. See, I learned something new every
And
day.
I didn't know that either until you're fully into it. And I think education is just very important in all aspects. So I think we're trying to do a better job of that.
Did both of you want to work in theater growing up?
I mean, I feel like every day I just work in theater, like regardless. Before I got here, I just like, oh yes, I'm an unemployed reality star. So,
You too, huh?
yeah. No, did I want to work in theater? No. I mean, I was a wedding planner. I've always wanted to be in events. I mean, when I told my parents that I want to go to college to be a party planner, they were like, wait, what? So yeah, I mean, theater, is it an event? Sure. Is it a live production? I think to a way I wanted to always be involved. I don't know about Kristen. She's definitely extremely artsy and talented. So if she says no, I'm going to be shocked.
I just kind of fell into the...
You just fell into it? What were you doing before?
Did. Well, I was doing social work in my previous life, pre-children, and then I stayed home with my kids and got really involved in the community, and I helped organize a run and walk at the Clinton Arts Center. And then Mr. Fellner, who was the former director, he asked me to come in and see if I'd be interested in possibly working with them. So I met with the other girls there, and we seemed to be a good fit, and I was welcomed aboard. So ever since then, it's been 5 years. It'll be 5 years in April. So
You got recruited.
Awesome.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. Well, and then they liked me, so I was able to.
What's there not to like?
Exactly. She is so fun to work. We have the best. Jill's not here today. She's probably watching. She's holding down the box office. But literally, if you could just be a fly on the wall, you see us on show nights. So just imagine Monday through Friday from
I love it.
9 to 5. We have
Sean as well, who
Yes,
works with us, and
Sean. He's so awesome. He reminds us that bring it back to reality.
Yeah.
So it's awesome.
Puts a sense of youth into it, too.
Yeah.
Well,
He was a previous youth ambassador. It's awesome.
let's see. Kaz Longoria?
Oh, my sister.
Give this girl her own show.
I
agree.
Should.
I agree.
I agree. I think I'm ready.
I think she said that as soon as she came walking in.
Can we talk about the building I'm in for a quick
Please
second?
do, please
Can we
do.
just talk about this? I had tears walking in. I grew up in this building.
I know.
My
We talked about this.
19.
Don't remember
I
this
don't
conversation.
remember.
I do when I was trying to get you on Meg's
19
show.
Soon, March 4th.
Okay.
1979. My grandfather started in a security company. And I won't give away my age, but I have literally grown up in this building. I Xeroxed my hand over there. We used to call each other, me and my cousins, and sit over there. It feels so right walking in here. And I'm so blessed that you are in here.
Welcome home.
Thank you. Welcome home for you. I mean, you couldn't be a better person to be in this building. And it gives me chills that it's being occupied and used because I just have such great memories here.
I feel the love. You worked here too, right?
I
You worked in
did.
this?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because when I told my
Amazing.
parents I want to be a party planner, they were like, get a job. And I was like, are you hiring? So, yeah. But no, I'm just very happy for you.
Yeah, thank you. And your cousin's upstairs. I talk to him all the time.
Yeah.
I love
another
him.
Nick. Yeah, he's upstairs. He's awesome. And
talk sports all day long.
oh, he knows his stuff.
And then I see him walking around all the time. In fact, the first time I ever seen him walking, I pulled over to the side. I'm like, hey, you want to ride?
No.
He looked at me like I had 3 heads.
It's like 10 miles a day.
Walks 10 miles a day.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, at his age, he's 70-something years old.
Yeah.
He's out there every
day.
It's amazing.
He's an awesome guy. Well, yeah. So I just had to talk because this is. I feel like I'm home. It feels so right.
To answer your sister's question, yes, we are on James Street. That's where our studios are
Yes,
located.
Cosmina.
Yes, we are here on James Street.
Yes.
Yes.
Z's on James Street. Everybody needs to come.
So you're going to be on Meg's show, you said March 4th?
Yeah, March 4th.
Okay, cool.
My 1-year anniversary at Broadway Utica.
Ah, great.
Yeah, so I'm hoping she brings a cake.
Great way to celebrate. Is that a hint?
Meg, if you're listening, I like chocolate.
that a
From
hint?
where? Yeah.
I don't care. Wherever.
You can plug it. Maybe they'll
There you go.
bring a cake.
Yeah,
My boys at Whisk will totally hook me up. I know with the chocolate cake.
There you go,
But yeah,
Dougie.
yeah,
I know.
Dougie.
Come on,
but
Doug, we'll
he
treat you out.
is such a great supporter of Broadway Utica. He feeds
They
the
are
load-in
amazing.
every morning. Like he's the one there at 6, 7, 8 a.m., whatever it is. They're there with
Bring
coffee,
the coffee
and donuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They bring the muffins.
They keep our crew going.
Every load in.
Every load.
They're awesome.
Somebody saying, oh my God, I got the chills. And it's a Labella. Is this your mom?
What's the name?
Elena?
Aline. Yeah, that's Aline.
Aline?
Yeah, Aline. She used to work here.
She worked here too.
She did.
Love it. I love
Crazy.
it. Everybody out there in Facebook land, please do us a favor and click the share button to help spread the word of Broadway Utica and EC Radio and all the things we're doing here at the D. So one question for you both. If you had to write your own screenplay, what would it be about?
Oh my God.
What would yours be about?
Mine would totally be about this girl that wanted to be a reality star so bad. She went on this podcast to talk about. No, I don't know. Honestly, after seeing Jagged Little Pill, I feel like we would be a disservice if we didn't talk about things that people don't talk about.
Mental health.
Mental health, 100%.
The hard conversations.
I talk about it every day here.
Yeah, it's
Every
just,
day.
Yes.
it's so, in talking about it, and you actually do stuff too. You don't just talk about it, you do it. You know, you're one of the people that we're fortunate enough to have that actually talk about it and then follow up with an action. I think that is going to be the most important thing is we could talk about this stuff or you could decide not to talk about it. But if you don't do anything to help people, it's not going anywhere. So, and I know it sounds cliche with Jagged Little Pill, but it was everything from kids struggling with going to college. I, went to college because everybody says you have to. It wasn't for me. Mm-hmm. It's people struggling with their sexuality, whether you're, whatever you decide to be, just acceptance or talking to your parents about it. It's about, I think if I had to write something, it would be all of those uncomfortable conversations. I don't know. I want people to feel accepted. You have this one really short life to live. And I think if you don't live it to the fullest, then you're not living. So if I had to write something, it would totally be about everything that people don't want to talk about.
Inspirational and educational.
Yeah.
I love that too.
Yeah.
Great answer.
And being a reality star.
That would be the whole premise of it.
I think I can be a Real Housewives of Utica. I mean, somebody, I can find a couple more.
Oh, I'm
Do it here on the
sure
D.
you can.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Except for I'd be at work every day. I'm not really a housewife, but.
I lost that, but.
Kristen, what would you write a screenplay about?
Well, I love that idea. I
do
really
too.
do. I love the hard conversations. One thing that I just wanted to tie it into is one of the reasons why I love the Youth Ambassador program so much is because a lot of those kids that go into this program, they are exactly who they are. They're very comfortable for the most part in their skin. And there's been many that have gone through it and have inspired me to be more comfortable with who I am. And as I move on and make changes in my own life, to feel confident with that. So that's just one of the greatest gifts that I get out of running that program.
Yeah.
It's just...
These kids teach us so much.
So
And
much.
If you get a chance to meet them, they're always at the shows, usually on night one or opening night. They are eager. They're excited. They're a next generation. These kids want to learn. They want to help others. And it's so
They
awesome
do.
to see at the age of 16 or 17. I think I was hiding behind a couch oh my God, don't talk to
Right.
me. I'm awkward.
Right.
And these kids are dressed
They're
to
making
a T.
a difference.
Yeah, they're excited. Even tonight, this is their their event. Like we have given them full reign. Kristen's done a phenomenal job, like working with the vendors and like all our partners and everything. But these kids are the ones that, really want these experiences and they want to go to New York. And for a lot of them, it's the first time they're seeing a live play. So can you imagine having a passion for theater? It's like having a passion for baseball and never seeing a major league game, right? It takes a lot of work and money to get there. So these kids are like, we're going after it. I think we have like 30 kids coming with us. It's incredible. And then the support they receive from their schools is like astounding. Like these teachers just want to get them involved in every program. And we only have a small little program. Like I wish there was so many more programs out there, even for what you do, right? Like kids can grow up and want to be on a podcast, and that should be okay. They should have a resource to say, how do I get started? Z, how did you get started? And I think that's what our program does. It builds these connections and networking and kind of helping them and guide their path.
Great kids too. You do have some great kids, and they're from all over, right? They're from not just one school. They're from several.
We open it up to 19 different school districts.
19? Wow.
So it's like a whole tri-valley.
It's like a sport.
Yeah.
They have to commit to September to May, and we do
right.
some
And
work
this
over the
season
summer.
was a big season for them to commit to, and they are very involved in so many things. So, and this right now kicks off. Although some of them already had their musicals, but this time kicks off a lot of the rehearsals because March is pretty much a high school musical month. So
And there's a few of them coming up too, right?
there's a lot. There's a lot, and
some you get involved with, right? Most
Yeah.
of them are.
Well, there's Cinderella. There's a wedding singer.
We
Donovan
advertise
Middle
them.
School is doing Frozen. I think next weekend. We put them on our page.
And
Yeah.
Lewis,
We put them on our page, so you can always check Broadway Utica. We try to update the community as much as possible because that youth theater is so important because I bring my kids, they're, 8 and 6, the two that I bring, and they saw Fiddler on the Roof last year in Waterville, I think. I mean, they want to go see Fiddler on the Roof both nights it was here at Broadway Utica because they were just in awe. I mean, 2.5 hour production and a 6 and 8 year old sitting there, like they were mad when we had to leave at intermission on the second night because they couldn't stay awake. But that is just so important. And I think the more that the community embraces theater and our youth, the more programs will become available. Because the interest will be there.
How long has Broadway Utica been a thing?
62 years.
62 years?
Yeah, we're old.
Do you know the first production you brought to town?
I don't. I feel like I should know that, but I don't. It started on a really small measure. Like touring productions weren't even really a thing. We were just fortunate enough to bring maybe a concert or something like that. And it really involved. I mean, this is one of the biggest staff we've ever had. And I think Broadway's taking a turn. I think you're going to see them touring a lot more versus opening in New York first, because I just think that people aren't traveling the way that they used to, or the disposable income. If you're on the West Coast coming all the way to New York to see a play and flying a hotel, a meal, I think Broadway's really embracing the touring side. The problem with that is it's much more expensive. So we have to do a really good job with balance.
Awesome. Danny Melito saying he loves podcasts now. Me too, man. And thank you, Pat, for the nice comment. She says, I always have great guests, so appreciate it. Everybody out there, click the share button. John Latini says, wow, they'll let anyone on the show nowadays.
John Michael! Knock you out.
He related to you?
No.
Oh.
He's just a smart ass.
He's just a punk from
he's
East
just a
Utica.
smart ass,
So
that's all.
yeah, I'll get him.
I want to say his dad was in this building at one time, too.
No, his dad was on
Next door.
St. Agnes and James, right in front of the church. Yeah, John Michael. So, yeah, the Absolute Hair Salon. That was it. I'm telling you, these are my stomping grounds. I used to live at Danielle's with the braided mozzarella. Oh, dear. It was bad. It was so good it was bad.
Kristen, you probably got quite the East Utica education working with her, huh?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
We had a lot.
You learned
A lot of education.
I'm sure you learned some new words.
Learning a lot of things.
A lot of new words.
A lot of new words.
Like, pass me the mapine, for a dish.
Not ganache. It's
gnocchi. No, say calamad.
Well, I mean, I'm going to say it the way I read it. So
Yes,
it's calamari.
I
I
love
know
it.
it's not correct.
I know,
but
but I
don't want
just love
to
it.
butcher it by saying
No,
the way that
I love it. I love that
It's appropriate, at least.
everybody has their own lingo.
Yes.
Love it.
Utica, here in East Utica, we become lazy with our pronunciation. So we drop vowels, we don't finish our sentences. Like, that's what happens in this area of Utica.
Well, where I'm from, we add letters.
Oh, you do?
R's, and from Massachusetts.
Make it a little longer.
Yeah, but I think I lost that. I don't really have that. It's been a long time.
Sometimes it comes out.
Sometimes.
I feel like when you get like mad, you're like adding all these letters, and I'm like, was that? Wait, what? But she doesn't like really get mad, so it's funny. It's like the little mad Kristen comes out, and then she just goes right back in.
I can't picture it.
No, she's sweet.
I want to go
fortunate.
back to the youth ambassadors.
Yes.
If anybody's interested in getting their kids involved, how do they get involved with youth ambassadors?
Well, currently it's for juniors and seniors in high school, and we will be updating all our files and information and everything, and we'll be getting that out shortly. But if there is anybody that has an interest in theater, what they would do is they would submit an essay to us telling us why they'd be interested in joining our program. And then we go from there. We're probably hopefully opening it up. We currently have 38 students in the program this season.
That's a lot.
But we've had 60. 2 years ago we had 60, and last year I think it was in the 40s. But so we'd like to kind of bring it back up to those numbers again. We do offer pre-talks prior to the shows, but we, like Danielle said earlier, we're going to be making some changes to the program. So before we go ahead and send all the information out, we're going to have a big
We have some really
brainstorming
great
session because we do have a lot of new ideas.
We do. And we have such a heavy interest, and I think the age restriction or the grade level kind of holds us back. So we have a program, Students on Broadway, which is K through 12. We have great partners like Bank of Utica that support the Youth Ambassador program. So I think you're going to see a little bit of a reconstructive change in the program, only for the better. So we're excited to announce that hopefully in the April timeframe, right around when we announce the season.
Yes.
So
Excellent. So you're coming right back here in April to announce your
I'll be
season.
here.
Yeah, right there.
Hopefully we're going to announce it at the Color of Purple. But we have some ideas. Yeah, that's the goal. But we have some ideas. Maybe we might be able to get it out before then.
Speaking of the youth ambassador, you got to get off to your event.
We do.
It's coming up. She's like, I got to be out of here by a specific
Yes.
time. Yeah, see,
Yes.
we're over time.
Mike Marone showing up at 4:15. So I kind of want to.
I told you we'd bury right through 45 minutes with no problem.
I want to stay.
You can. You can
You have
stay.
dessert?
No, I got a lot of coffee.
I better go. Oh, I love coffee.
We have to get
a lot
Nola's.
of coffee.
So
See, you get Nola's. Nola's
we
got
get
great food.
Nola's.
Great
We're going for the
place.
Nola burger.
The Nola burger.
Yeah.
Is that your go-to?
I enjoy it.
Oh.
It's a good burger.
My mom sent me a text and she said John Latini was here first. So I guess you were right.
I was right.
You were right.
Yes, thanks,
She's
Mom.
like, you have to tell Z he's right.
Thanks,
Okay,
Mom.
Aline. No problem.
You. I got a big hug coming to
Yeah.
her when next time I see her.
There'll be a cat.
I know your dad. I
your
don't know if
cats.
I've ever met your mom. I don't know. You don't know?
She's a little wild, but she's fun.
Aren't they all? And one more time,
She is
happy
fun.
birthday to my mom.
Yes,
I know
happy
she's out
birthday,
there.
Mrs. Z.
I love you, Ange. She's out there
In
enjoying
Florida.
it, soaking up the sun right now. Mama Z, she's out there.
And
Love her. I miss her. So when you get back, I can't wait to see you. Today was one of those days where I miss Mom. It's her birthday, so it was one of those days. So much love to you, Ange and Joe. Have a great time and see you in May. Anyways,
Hey.
thank you so much for
Thank
coming.
you.
Thank you for
It's
having
about
us.
time we could finally do
Yeah.
this. She was a little nervous. You feel better now?
Feeling
Just a little bit better?
I had to carry her in, but I'm glad I put her over my shoulder and I walked her up the stairs. She did fine.
You got to carry her in while you were shedding tears walking into
I
the building. at the
was.
same
I
time.
did. I got a little choked up. I'm much more composed now.
Yeah, we
my goodness.
talked about this.
so
idea.
See, we didn't. I love you, but we didn't. You talked about it to the other Danielle.
No, it was you.
I don't know.
When I was trying to
I'm not gonna say anything.
you weren't there. We talked. I'm like, I'm in your family's old business, and you were like, oh yeah. I think you kind of just blew me off. You weren't paying.
I am really bad with multitasking,
It's
so
okay.
it might have happened, but I didn't comprehend it, so therefore it didn't happen.
Yes, it's all good.
All good.
How can people check out your schedule, Broadway Utica, and all that?
BroadwayUtica.org. It's all everywhere, all over that. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We love it all. We're an open door. You can stop in our box office anytime at 258 Genesee Street. We are so honored and thrilled to be working again another year with the Stanley. We're super blessed for that relationship, and all our events are on their website as well. So there is a lot of ways to find us, and just search, come to a show. And even if you don't know what the show's about, I encourage you to come and experience the whole event, from meals to coffee, dessert to
From
the whole
buying a ticket,
everything.
From that point
really
on.
just come and enjoy the experience, because I can guarantee, even if you don't know what the show is about, it's probably going to be one of the best shows you've ever seen.
Yes.
You should do a thing where they shadow you for a day.
We're working on it.
Yeah. Not so much an intern, but they'd have to pay you to shadow you.
Oh, I like that.
Right?
Yeah.
That could be
like
a thing.
Bravo will do it, or E.
There you go. Here we go with the reality thing again.
Oh, sorry.
Totally. Yeah.
You know,
back.
I do own a network, you know.
You want to follow me?
I'm not going to follow you, but I do got camera people that.
Oh, I love camera people.
That
So
would be
funny.
interesting. The Real Housewives of
Like,
Utica.
no, I don't want to follow you.
See, we would have fun. We have fun on show nights. What's any different, during the day?
I look forward to coming to Broadway shows.
We look
when it comes.
forward.
I do.
We have a good time.
We do. We have a good
It
time.
can be stressful, but
It could be so stressful, but first,
it's fun.
Some way, you always make it. We had so much fun at Rent. I hope you had as much fun as we did at Rent. Having you, and
I know you were.
Z was all dressed. He had like
Yeah, all
a
dressed
button down.
up.
He had
I'm a
dress
suit now.
pants.
He went out and bought pants.
He's like,
nice
I got
new
pants.
slacks.
Yeah, it was awesome. We had such a great time at Rent, and
I know. I wasn't wearing a black T-shirt for once in my life.
No.
No.
and like
Button
hearing
up.
Z's voice over the radio, it just is like so calming.
Oh yeah.
And have an emergency, but he's like, everybody.
No,
So
it's
nice.
true. I could be.
And then there's
And
Z,
I'll
and he's
bring
like,
it up.
smile.
Yes.
It's all going to be okay.
I'll take care of it.
And I'm like, all right, Z, if you say so, then we'll be in the back and let us know when it's over.
I put out fires is what I do.
You do.
I put them out.
you do.
Yes, Pat, Broadway Utica is on Facebook. Hop over there and click the share button. We're live on the Broadway Utica page right now as we speak. So thank you for letting me do that, too. This whole new cross-posting feature on Facebook's pretty cool.
We're going to just let you be the admin so that you can go live every day.
No.
Yes. I think it'd be
Manage it.
really
Manage
fun.
Oh, I don't need another page to manage. I have like 13 of them already. I don't need another one. But
All right.
we got to get you out of here, though.
We do have to go.
hang
We
out
hope
with-
to see everybody at Nola's 5 to 7.
I know. Come to Nola's.
Before we get out of here,
Yes.
what's your go-to karaoke song if you were to do karaoke?
Oh boy.
I will survive.
Yeah.
Go on
That is
now, go.
good.
That-
Walk out the door.
Have you ever done karaoke? I can't picture you doing karaoke, Kristen, but have you
Probably
ever
like Meatloaf. You know,
Meatloaf?
something like that.
The
back
Star
in the
Spangled
day,
Banner.
late night. Yeah.
Meatloaf?
Yeah, like Paradise by the Dashboard Light.
Let me hear you sing it.
No.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh my God, this is hilarious. I want to remind everybody they can listen to this podcast and previous podcasts of EC Radio and all the content we have here on the D at disruptionnetwork.net. Follow, like, subscribe, all that freaking social media lingo. You can do that with us. Just Google us and we'll be there. Tomorrow, Isaac French is coming on the show. Do you know Isaac French? From the Old Main. It's a new keyboardist in the Old Main.
Oh, okay.
That kid's got an amazing
Yes.
voice. Super,
I saw him the other night.
super talented.
And yeah, I was blown away by it.
Blown away.
Yes.
Right. They had Nash's Last Bash
What was
like
he
2 weeks
singing?
ago.
Let It Be Me.
Let It Be. Let It Be by the Beatles.
Yes.
That's the song he blew me away on,
Oh my
too.
gosh. Yeah.
Couple weeks ago.
I think it was in the middle of doing something or talking to somebody, and then he started singing, and I
You got to stop.
stopped. I had to stop.
He's coming on the show
So
tomorrow.
good.
Super talented. Proud of the Old Main, what they're doing with grabbing Isaac, and they've got a lot. They got a bright future. That's for damn sure. So he's coming on. And then on Thursday, I've got all the cover bands from Utica coming on.
East Utica.
Really?
Yeah.
awesome.
Right, yeah. I
Cool.
open up the doors to all musicians,
Awesome.
no matter if they're good or not.
Everybody's good.
I'm kidding. They're all good. There's so much talent in this area. It's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
It is. The only thing we're lacking is venues. We need more venues to display.
I agree.
Talent because there's so much talent. A lot of great music.
The more people that come out, if you build it, they will come.
You're right, Daniel.
So keep promoting it, Z. Good job.
Thank
and
you.
they will come.
Thank you. And we got to talk about you doing a podcast because your family's right. You should be doing a podcast. I agree
Yeah.
with them. 100%.
I agree.
Oh,
See?
thanks.
Yep.
I agree.
The Real Housewives of Utica.
Or the talentless Danielle Padula.
Oh, that's not true.
No, it's
That's not true. I do want to tell everybody, too, I'm joining the Treadmill Challenge next week at the Heart Run and Walk Expo. So I'm going to be hitting you guys up for money.
Call us.
Everybody else.
Yeah.
I'm hitting them up. I'm going to be on a treadmill for an hour.
Who are you going against? Do you know yet?
Beth Coombs.
Oh, that's a good one.
Poor Beth is going to stare at me for an hour.
No,
I feel so
she's
bad for her.
awesome.
No, right.
She's
She is awesome. But
She'll like to stare at you. She won't mind.
I think she'll keep you
That's
entertained.
probably going to be a really good conversation,
Yeah,
though, the two of you.
that'll be good.
That'll be a
Could be
good,
interesting.
good
You never
feud.
know.
that live.
It will be live.
Good.
I'm going live. I have to go live. Good. We got to raise some money for.
We'll be there to cheer you on.
Awesome. I'll be there 9 a.m.
Okay. Well, I don't know about
Yeah, see, I knew that would change.
I'm like,
But I just posted a thing on my Facebook, so if everybody out there would please do me a favor, click the donate button and help me out a little bit. I can use a couple bucks. Any 10, 15, 20, $500, it doesn't matter. We've got a goal to squash, and I need your help squashing that goal. So thank you so much to who has. I've already had donations. I just put it up a little bit.
Good for you.
And I've already made like $20. So
You'll do fine.
yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah, $20.
Yeah. It's a great cause.
And I'm
People,
pumped.
you'll do great.
It is. Do you participate in the Heart Run Walk?
We do. So actually, our board president, Ann Miligrano, has a team that we'll support and hopefully get some people to get out and walk. But yeah, that we just gave some show tickets to one of their raffle prizes coming up. Absolutely, we definitely love to support. We did Go Red for Women. For women's health, we did 20% off ticket sales back in early February. So we're definitely a big supporter of that organization.
It's a great event. I had the Heart Run and Walk people on yesterday talking about all the activities they got going on, and such a great community event each year. And I didn't.
They do
know,
a great job organizing it too.
I didn't know we were the very first ones to ever do a Heart Run and Walk here in Utica, New York. Yeah. You knew that?
I heard, yeah, because I heard a really interesting story
didn't know that.
somebody got off a plane somewhere in California. This was like a while ago, and it said "Beat Utica," and like that we were one of the first.
You were
cities.
watching yesterday's podcast, I take it.
No,
'Cause they told the same exact story.
Really? Yeah. And this was like when I was in high school or something. They told when they were coming into fundraise and stuff. But they said that, and then like Utica was like over the $1 million mark or whatever, and this city was second. I still remember that now from years ago when they told us that when they were fundraising.
Awesome is that?
It's pretty cool.
We need to.
Utica is a league of their own. I'm telling you right now. We are unique. We are special, and we are gonna do great things.
Great way to end this podcast.
Oh,
Right.
thank you.
I know.
And good night.
Thank you to EJA, Saranac, Utica Hemp, and of course my friends over at Utica Coffee. See you tomorrow, people. Later.
Thanks, Z.
And now it's time to move. Let's face it, nobody likes to move. All the packing, unpacking, lifting, upstairs, downstairs, and broking everything, including your back. Let the professionals at EJA Moving Company take all the stress and pain out of your move. Competitively priced moving, relocation services, office moves, and complete packing and unpacking services. They work with everybody to make it simple and easy for you to move and relocate. Call EJA Moving Company at 315-335-0516. When it's time to relocate, have EJA Moving do all the work for you. Hit them up online, ejamoving.com.
Want to know what's going on at the D? Hit up DisruptionNetwork.net and check out our events calendar brought to you by the Events Co. Find out about upcoming guests, special events, concerts, show schedules, community activities, and more. Get connected at DisruptionNetwork.net.